Hey everybody, welcome back, and I just want to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody who went and followed my gaming channel here on YouTube. I made a video on this whole Sweet Baby Ink thing last night, uploaded it, and it's currently sitting close to 60,000 views. It put me over 1,000 subscribers. I gained probably 400 or 500 just from the video. I am so humbled, I can't even begin to tell you guys, but again, thank you all so much. So, that being said, I covered this topic already last night on my gaming channel, but I wanted to take another crack at it and kind of explain to people who aren't even really familiar with what Gamergate was, how we got here in the first place. So, the current situation is this company, Sweet Baby Inc., has tried to cancel a Steam curator for revealing their video game project. Okay, so long and the short of it is, this company, Sweet Baby Inc., they have a lot of influence with a lot of big studios and game development, and their entire purpose is to inject a lot of modern-day politics, a lot of left-wing ideology into the games, rather than just let the games speak for themselves, let the story speak for themselves. They're intentionally pushing, just more... It's agitprop. It's just them trying to inject their own beliefs into a game, whether it fits the game narrative or not. And so, I had somebody on the comment on my other videos say, well, this is way worse than Gamergate. And to be fair, there are parts of it that do seem to be far more worrisome. So, to anybody who's not familiar with Gamergate, because again, when Gamergate happened, I was raising my kids, playing single-player games on my Xbox. I didn't even own a gaming PC. I wasn't plugged into the rest of everything going on with all this crap. So, the basic long and the short of it, Gamergate kicked off because a lot of these feminist activist types decided to get into the gaming world, game development, game commentary, and basically start shaming people for being the way that gamers are. And of course, Anita Sarkeesian was one of them. She was the one that started the website Feminist Frequency that shut down last year. She recently criticized the boob armor, not even kidding, in the Mandalorian TV show. She got exposed as a fraud due to the fact that she had actually started a Kickstarter. I think it got like $200,000. I could be wrong. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But she started a Kickstarter for a game or something that never actually happened. And to this day, I don't even know what happened to the money. Somebody will have to tell me that in the comments. Brianna Wu is another one of the women that was involved at the very get-go. And the funny thing is, if you Google Gamergate, the results you're going to get are hundreds, if not thousands, of articles talking about how evil men are, how all these poor women suffered from death threats, and how everybody was just going after them needlessly, and it's just the evil alt-right trolls, okay? And we're going to go through some of the headlines in a second that they've tried to blame on Gamergate. So Zoe Quinn's one of these ones as well. So you got Anita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, Zoe Quinn. I think Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian seem to come up more often than Brianna Wu, but Zoe Quinn was one of the ones at the forefront there. And you can see this is an article from 2014, so this has been going on for 10 years now. 10 years of this, women going online, saying they're being harassed. Whether they are or not is not even the point of this video. The point is they stirred up a beehive, and when the beehive started to sting them, they acted surprised. And she even accused a developer for I think it was a book, or is it a game? It's called Night in the Woods. I do believe it was actually a game. Anyways, the developer, the person that was working on it, got fired. The designer did. I believe his name was Alec Halauka. Sorry if I'm botching that. I don't know how to pronounce that. Halavka. So she alleged that he assaulted and abused her. And to my knowledge, they never actually proved anything. There was never any evidence. I don't know if there was even any charges brought against him. But he lost his job, and not long after, committed suicide. And the crazy part is that he himself suffered from several mental health issues that his sister actually came forward and talked about. So he himself was not exactly he was not the kind of guy to victimize other people. I mean, I can't speak to a certainty that he didn't do anything, but she basically turned the internet on him and he ended up ending his life over it. So that is the kind of people that we've had in Gamergate. But the crazy thing about it is when you look at the other things they've tried to pin on Gamergate, you have the claim that the guy that attacked Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, was radicalized by Gamergate. You have Brianna Wu here saying that Gamergate personality Brianna Wu says adoption serves rich white church-going Christians and calls it a pipeline of giving children to families intolerant of difference. Nina Jankowicz, who tried starting the misinformation board, the misinformation organization for the government, tried to say that Gamergate was basically responsible for almost everything terrible that's happened in the past several years. Vox, who I think isn't Vox out of business now? They blamed Gamergate for the vilification of Amber Heard and falsely claimed that support for Johnny Depp came from an army of bots. Let's see, there's some more fun ones here. Brianna Wu, yeah, Brianna Wu was going to start a Gamergate TV show, and to be honest, I don't think that's even happening. I could be wrong at this point. I have no idea if it's going to continue or not. It was basically going to showcase how the tactics of Gamergate led to Christchurch and January 6th. Kathy Griffin wonders if Gamergate to blame for backlash to Donald Trump beheading photo shoot. So as recent as this whole Kathy Griffin, Donald Trump beheading thing, they're all blaming this shit on Gamergate. Okay, it's crazy. And the craziest part is when you look at these tweets, this whole thing with Chris Kindred that kicked off the Sweet Baby Inc. drama, and you go, well, nothing that's gone on with Sweet Baby Inc. is worse than these accusations. None of this is worse than a man ending his life over an accusation. But what's weird is this is actually systemically worse than Gamergate, because Gamergate was simply some loudmouth women that claimed they got harassed. I'm sure they did get harassed by some people, but basically it was just the attempt to smear gamers as alt-right evil, just degenerate people. This Sweet Baby Inc. thing is actually far more worrisome, because if you think about it, they have hooked their claws into such a large piece of games, media, gaming, the development, the story, the narrative of these games, that every one of these companies that now has them associated with them is going to be pushing the same kind of crap that we saw in Gamergate, but on a wide scale, because every one of these companies associated with Sweet Baby Inc. is going to give them a microphone, a loudspeaker, if you will, to preach their freaking ideological dribble. It's actually far more worrisome. So that's why this whole thing with this curator, the guy from Brazil, he's at 101,000 followers. I'm not sure what his community amount is up to yet, but that's why this is so positive, because the backlash that we're going to see when the dust starts settling and they start to lick their wounds and get ready to attack everybody who's basically been vocally opposing Sweet Baby Inc. in their messaging and what they're doing, the backlash is going to be far worse than anything with South Gamergate, because they have so much more connection to high power, massive multi-billion-dollar companies that this is going to be interesting to watch. I think it's going to get far uglier than Gamergate. I hope it actually accomplishes something. I could be wrong, but I'm really hoping that we see something positive come out of this, because I would love for people to finally realize, hey, you know what? Everybody's cool. We can all get along. Not every game's for everybody, but there is something for everybody. And if it's not for the general populace, that's okay. If the majority of people say, hey, you go do your thing over there, we're good, people need to start respecting that. And I'm hoping that's what we see come out of this. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing to my other channel. I am blown away. Share your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.